After months of speculation, RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel has officially resigned. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video today. It is time to talk about the great news that was just released from the RNC, because everyone, she is finally gone. Ronna McDaniel has officially resigned, or at least announced her resignation. That is right. She is finally gone after what me and basically everyone in the world agrees is the worst tenure any RNC chair has ever had. Yeah, she is finally gone. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel. Again, folks, all support is greatly appreciated, and yeah. Now, let's get right into it because about frickin' time. I mean, Ronna McDaniel has been getting a lot of backlash for 6 years now, and the fact that now she's gone, I mean, I'm glad that she's finally realized that no one wants her anymore. But she should have been gone after 2022. There was no reason to keep her on. But now it is official that she is going to resign. Ronna McDaniel said Monday that she will step down next month as chairwoman of the Republican National Committee following former President Donald Trump's endorsement of a new slate of leaders to direct the party. McDaniel's decision followed Saturday's South Carolina primary and came less than 2 weeks after Trump endorsed North Carolina GOP chairman Michael Whatley to be the next chairman of the RNC, his daughter-in-law Laura Trump to be co-chair, and top campaign aide Chris LaChavita to be the party's chief operating officer. And I gotta say, Trump made some real good picks. Now, I understand the criticism of Laura Trump. Let's face it. Trump picked Laura Trump because of her last name, because she's his daughter-in-law. I understand that, but it seems like Laura Trump understands what the RNC has to do. And you knew that Trump wanted someone at the RNC that wasn't going to backstab him. So that is the one criticism I can understand. But like I said, it seems like she knows what to focus on. Fundraising, ballot harvesting, early voting, etc. But the actual replacement for McDaniels is the North Carolina GOP chairman. For those that don't know, the North Carolina GOP I consider to be the best statewide party in America. They're just that freaking good. I mean, it seems like anything these guys do, it works. And they win. That is a perfect recipe and a perfect option to be the next chairman. It just seems like common sense. Pick the chairman that has the most success. And Michael Whatley, so far, has had a lot of success since becoming the chair. McDaniel's decision was first reported by the New York Times. In a statement, McDaniel said it has been an honor and privilege to serve as chairwoman for 7 years. 7 years too long. I mean, this is the longest tenureship of any chair. Yeah, the longest in history. And in that same time frame, she has not had a single successful year. Can anyone name a good year we've had in 7 years? 2021 is the best, and that was because of Glenn Youngkin. That's not because of the RNC doing something crazy. They did nothing. It was Youngkin putting in the work to win that race. Outside of that, they've done nothing. Some of my proudest accomplishments include firing Nancy Pelosi, winning the popular vote in 2022, creating an election integrity department, building the committee's first small-dollar grassroots donor program, strengthening our state parties through our growing Republican Organizations to Win program, expanding the party through minority outreach at our community centers, and launching Bank Your Vote to get Republicans to commit to voting early, she said. What a load of crap. Really? You fired Nancy Pelosi? That wasn't your doing. That was because, guess what? You have a current president that has a 35% approval rating. Yeah, I wonder why Republicans barely took the House. The fact that you barely took it should be an indictment against you. You should have had at least 240 House seats. You should have had a Senate majority, even if it's one seat. As for the rest of what she claimed to have done, I guess they did focus on election integrity, even though it happened too late. I guess I'll give them credit for trying. But building the committee's first small dollar grassroots program? Listen, I like the idea of, hey, let's have hundreds of thousands of small donors give us money each month. It's a great idea, and I think every candidate should do that. But the RNC has no clue how to actually do it. I mean, guess what? The RNC currently is bankrupt. Why do you think Rana is really gone? It's because the one thing that she was decent at was getting money. Well, she can't do that correctly now. What's the point of keeping her? As for strengthening our state parties, look at the Michigan GOP and tell me that this is working. The Michigan GOP right now is a complete and total shit show. 2 different chairs, 2 different conventions, no one knows what's happening, lawsuits being flied around, they're bankrupt, in a swing state. Not like it's Wyoming where it's a Trump plus 50 seat. It's in one of the most competitive states this year. Expanding the party through minority outreach. Well, guess what? This minority outreach, look where they're located. They're not in downtown Detroit. They're not in Chicago, Milwaukee. They're in some extremely white suburbs. You think I'm kidding? Look at the map. Look at where they're located. They're not in the minority parts of America. They're not. And guess what? It really didn't work last year. Because guess what? In 2022, Republicans did a couple points worse than Trump did with Hispanics, with African Americans. It's true. It clearly did not work. And bank your vote is a scam. It's a good idea to build a mailing list, but that's all it is now. You're supposed to expand upon it, not just say, well, we emailed you one thing and called it a day. No, it should be an actual ballot harvesting operation. I have decided to step aside at our spring training on March 8th in Houston to allow our nominee to select a chair of their choosing, she added. The RNC has historically undergone change once we have a nominee, and it has always been my intention to honor that tradition. And I'll give McDaniels this. She's not acting like Christina Caramel out of Michigan, where she's claiming to still be the chair and bringing the entire party down with her. She decided, you know what? Trump wants a new RNC chair. I'm going to honor that. I'm going to step down and let the RNC undergo some change. I'll give her credit. She is stepping down and admitting, you know what? I'm done. Trump handpicked McDaniel after the 2016 election to serve as RNC chair as Reince Priebus left the post to become his first chief of staff in the White House. And to this day, I never understood why McDaniel was the RNC chair. Listen, Trump has made some mistakes, but this is probably his biggest. I mean, what screamed RNC chair in McDaniel? Outside of the fact that she was the chairwoman of the Michigan GOP. That's the only reason Trump picked her. Outside of that, to this day, it still baffles me as to why Trump did it. Outside of the fact that she was from Michigan and he wanted to reward the lady that supposedly helped him win Michigan. Even though she did nothing, either way, it was Trump's biggest mistake, especially in his first term. McDaniel was the second woman to lead the RNC. She previously was chair of the Republican Party in Michigan, where she oversaw Trump's successful 2016 effort in the state, which I think that was more because of Trump campaigning than her being an amazing chair. She was just at the right place at the right time, and she got the credit for it, when in reality, I don't think she should have. Trump told Fox News this month that some changes were likely at the RNC when he asked about McDaniel's performance. I think she did great when she ran to Michigan for me. I think she did okay initially at the RNC, Trump said in the interview. I would say right now there'll probably be some changes made. And Trump admitted that, she was all right in Michigan and she did all right at the start, but it's becoming clear that, she's not going to be the chair much longer. There's no reason for her to be the chair. I'm glad Trump admitted that, it's time for her to go. Scrutiny of McDaniel's leadership of the RNC ramped up among party activists after the midterm elections of 2022, when Republicans lost several critical Senate and governor's races, and that she should have been gone in 2023, or right after November 8th, after they got embarrassed across the board. Barely took the House, lost a seat in the Senate, lost governorships, lost state legislators. That should have been when she got thrown out, not 2 years after. But this is the RNC we're talking about. They're the only organization I can think of that if you fail, you get promoted. You get rewarded for failure. I can't think of any business like that. I can't think of any organization that does this crap. You fail, but you get rewarded for it? It's not like back in 2018 where it was obviously going to be a blue wave and it wasn't Rana's fault. This was the easiest election in history. You had one of the most unpopular presidents in modern history in the White House, and you decided to blow it. But either way, it seems like the RNC has finally realized they made a mistake and they decided, you know what? Let us make some changes right before this November, right before the election season really kicks in. It's better late than never, but still, it seems like this should have been done last year, but hey, I would much rather have this dealt with in March of this year than something crazy in October where we have a Michigan situation nationwide where there's 2 conventions, 2 chairs. Much rather have this happen than potentially that. Now, how will this affect the election? I think it's too early to tell, but if Michael Whatley can do what he did in North Carolina nationwide, gain supermajorities in both chambers, get a big majority on the Supreme Court, all of that, if he can do that nationwide, that would be absolutely amazing because the North Carolina GOP knows what they're doing. And we need that mindset nationwide of, hey, we are going to win every race we potentially can. We're going to do everything we can to win. We're not just going to sit back and do nothing. We're going to be proactive instead of reactive. I think that's the best thing to come from this. We're finally going to actually do something instead of wait for Dems to do something, then react to it. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you all so much. Godspeed to all of you.